Yay, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. It's the brother Isaiah or Azariah from the Pittsburgh GMS camp, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakodash. Lord willing, this is edifying. All right, and I just basically wanted to go into this, something I spoke on at camp, and just kind of go into it, you know what I'm saying? And I want to preface it by saying I should have said I was speaking as a man when I was going into the definition of this word, you know what I'm saying? When you get into words, it gets really hazy because have changed the way that words get used a lot. All right, and certain definitions of words may be different. This may or may not be one of those cases, but I'll give you an example of why. Okay, I had this mindset, particularly going into this word, and so the word is let's just get the word first, and then I'll show you an example of another word and what I mean. Okay, the word here is arsenokoitus. Let's hit play. And it appears that it's not picking up on it, so let's do that again. Okay.
Strong's G 733, arsenokoites, arsenokoites.
And one more time, because that was pretty low. Just turn it up. Boom.
Strong's G 733, arsenokoites, arsenokoites.
Right, arsenokoites. Okay, and so so when I was looking at this word, I saw different words. Okay, they just kind of popped out to me. One in particular was coitus. Okay, and the other in particular was this first part, ars. Right, arsenokoitus. And so, it just kind of sounded like it derived, or that there was a word in the English that's derived from this. Okay, and so I went into it, and typically this happens sometimes where you may go into a word, okay, such as let's see here. Right, let's get this example here. Okay, when you get that word mark, strong, to get that word mark them, right? To look at, to observe, to contemplate, to mark, to fix one's eyes upon, direct one's attention to anyone, to look, to take heed to thyself. Now, what's the word here?
Strong's G 4648, scapeo, scapeo.
Scapeo. And what do we typically say? We typically say to scope one out. You see, to scope one out. And so, it was just kind of along those lines. All right. And also, let's just get the word of scope. Let's just put in scope. Okay. Extent, the room. Okay. Scopo. Aim, purpose, thing aimed at, mark. Scopus, the aim, target, object of attention. You see. Watcher, one who watches. From metastasized suffix root form of spec, to observe, sense of blah blah blah, extent of view. Instrument for viewing, telescope, scope, scopane, from Greek scopane, to look. Pi root spec, to observe. Okay, horoscope. Scope, to view. Okay, so as you can kind of see, it kind of goes back to that word scopeo, but then when you look here, it says scopane, to look. So here it's scopane, all right, and then as we just saw in the Greek, it was scopeo. Okay, scopeo for mark or to observe, so on and so forth, right? And so this word here, okay, and then I have another example too of where has changed the meaning of a word, all right, and where you won't be able to find the actual definition by just going into definitions, all right. So going back to that word arsenokoitus. All right, it's used. There's actually been a debate on this word, and like I said, Lord willing, this is edifying, but there's been a debate on this word arsenokoitus. Okay, but let's get the origin of it. Matter of fact, let me get it in the blue letter. Salat. All right, I opened up a bunch of tabs on this. All right, so boom, samurai. Salat. Abuser. First Corinthians 6:9. So it goes into, you brothers can read it, but let's get that word. Okay. Abusers of themselves with mankind. Now, as you can notice, it's a whole sentence, but they've tied it down to one word. Abusers of themselves with mankind has been reduced to arsenokoitis, as I played earlier. And they have two different English male, man, child, English bed or conceived chambering. So they have two different root words that this word, it's a combination word. Okay, they took that whole sentence and condensed it down to two words. So here it says Aran. All right, now when we hit play, you'll hear something.
Strong's G 730. Arain. Thayer's Lexicon, second entry. Arsane.
Right, so here it says Arain, but then it says there's a second entry where it goes into Arsane. All right, Arsane. Probably from G40 for 142, meaning to lift up, to elevate, to move, to cause to cease, to take away, so on and so forth. So basically they say this word Arsane. Arain and Arsane both mean man. Okay, that's what they say. All right, Arain and Arsane mean man. Okay, and that's what that kind of goes into. And so basically though, when I looked at the root words, okay, it seemed to me, through the spirit that this word ars, okay, because a lot of words from the Greek are used to, a lot of the words from different languages, because English is a bastard language, are derived from other languages. You see, a lot of words in the English language are derived from other languages, if I said that right, okay, if I didn't say it right the first time. And so I was thinking about the word, okay, from the word ars, okay, ars. So you have ars, arsenic, okay, arsenic, right? And then you have ars. So let's read arsenic. Late 14th century yellow arsenic, Greek arsenicon. Okay, Dioscorides, Aristotle has it as sandarake, adapted from Syriac, blah blah blah, arsenic, Middle Persian, gold colored. Okay, to shine, with derivatives referring to bright materials as gold. The form of the Greek word is folk etymology, literally masculine. Let me see if there's any. Okay, let's read it. The form of the Greek word is folk etymology. So I want to know what folk etymology was. Folk etymology or reanalysis. It says sometimes called popular etymology, analogical reformation, or etymological reinterpretation is a change in a word or phrase resulting from the replacement of an unfamiliar form by a more familiar one. The form or the meaning of an archaic, foreign, or otherwise unfamiliar word is reanalyzed as resembling more familiar words or morphemes. The smallest blah blah blah, morpheme, blah blah blah. Rebracketing is a form of folk etymology in which a word is broken down or bracketed into a new set of supposed elements. Back formation, okay, or creating a new word by removing or changing parts of an existing word is often based on folk etymology. Okay. Folk etymology is a productive process in historical linguistics. Reanalysis of a word's history or original form can affect its spelling, pronunciation, or meaning. This is frequently seen in relation to loan words or words that have become archaic or obsolete. You see? Examples of words created or changed through folk etymology include the English dialectical form sparrowgrass, originally from Greek asparagus, remade by analogy to the more familiar words sparrow and grass, or the derived word burger created by reanalyzing the word hamburger as ham plus burger, even though the true original etymology consists of Hamburg, name of a city, and or a person that's from that city. So you can just kind of see how different words have been changed. A good example of this, of a word being changed, is the word burnished. I'm gonna see what comes up here. Okay, what comes up here when you click on burnishing. All right, the plastic deformation of a surface. Burnishing, it says it smooths the surface and makes it shinier. Burnishing may occur on any sliding surface if the contact, blah, 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 phenomenon, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Mechanical. Burnishing is not bad. You see, so the word burnished, the word burnishing and burnished has been changed over the years. Okay. It has been changed to mean something that it doesn't actually mean. Okay. In order to hide the truth about the situation. Now, I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened here, because it doesn't necessarily hide it. When you go into that word, arsenokoitus, it literally means one who lies with a male as with a female, a sodomite. And you see that last word right there. All right. An abuser of that defiles themselves with mankind. You see. Now, so what I was doing was just basically even breaking it down even further by looking at the root words from what I saw, which is arsenokoitus. Okay. And so I just went and got, because how sometimes the Lord does different things, man. But I had got this word ars, which literally means buttocks, hinder part of an animal, Old English tail or rump. Okay. And buttock backside. Also of Greek oros. Now this is the thing about it, right? It says also source also of Greek oros, tail, rump, base of the spine. Now I wasn't able to find this word oros to say anything referring, Salakia. I wasn't able to find this word oros to say anything referring to tail, rump, or base of the spine. When you even go to which I had one up here. Let's see if I got it up still. Man, I'm talking about I was going into it just to make sure I wasn't like going off. You know what I'm saying? Let me go here. All right. And paste. When you go from oros, so we're looking for, let's use Sistran to do oros into, doesn't give you a meaning of the word. Let's try Google. It doesn't tell you what it means. Like, it just says oros. Oh, wait a minute. Did I actually, let me type in the actual Salakia. Okay. Oros Greek. So maybe I need to go to Salak. Let's try this. So here, all right, let's get English to Greek. Oros. So it's not really giving you much. Let's copy that. See, and here it has 2 R's. Here it has 1 R. Now, when we get to this word of what it means, which I'm gonna put it over here and do it now. Okay. It says term, mount, mountain, provision. You see, how is this relating to you would have to, the only way this could relate to a backside or a rump is figuratively, by saying it's like a mountain. Okay. Figuratively, you can say, oh, it's like it's like a mountain. But here it says term. It means term. Let's see other expressions. Mount Everest, Mount Ararat. Term as a noun. Let's get it here as a noun. Mount Kenya. So it's going into a mountain. Okay, it's going into a mountain. But when we go here, okay, into oros. Let's go back. Where's R said again? Is this it? Oh, it's right here. Well, it says source also of Greek oros, tail, rump, base of the spine. So I'm not able to find that. You know what I'm saying? Now maybe it's there, maybe it's not, but it's seeming like that word is not directly related to the rump or the tail or the buttocks. You see what I mean? It doesn't seem to be directly related. You see, when you go into the research, okay? And so by looking at that and not being able to find it, I was like, well, let's go into this word coitus, right? So if so it seems like I'm wrong on the arse part, right? Even though I'm not able to, what they're telling me is wrong. I'm not able to find a direct correlation to the buttocks. Let's get this word coitus. I'm trying to see if I already have it open. I don't. So Salakia, I'm just gonna go back. I got a lot of tabs because there was a lot of research. Let's go here. Coitus, right? Coitus. Now coitus, the reason I got this because when you go to that word, this is one of the things that stood out to me the first time I saw this word arsenokoital or coitus. You see, coitus. I was like, why does that word coitus sound so familiar? Okay, and so literally that word coitus, as I may have it up here, right here it is, coitus. Let's go here.
Strong's G 2845. Coite. Coite.
Coite, coitus. Let's see what the root is. Kami. I don't know. That's it's weird. But anyway, let's go back. Coitus, right? A place for lying down, resting, bed, the marriage bed of adultery, cohabitation, whether lawful or unlawful, sexual intercourse. All right. Now this word does mean what it appears to mean. Coitus and coite or coital go into sexual intercourse. So let's go back to it. Coitus, copulation, sexual intercourse. Okay. Latin coitus, a meeting together, sexual union. Past participle of coire, to come together, to meet. Okay. Native devices. Coitus. Coitus was used in English in the general sense of meeting or uniting. I'm doing a lesson. And also in reference to magnetic force, blah, blah, blah. Coitus interruptus, or sexual intercourse, in the which the penis is voluntarily withdrawn from the vagina before ejaculation for the purpose of avoiding conception. Okay. Coitus reservatus, in reference to prolonged copulation by deliberate control, is from, so they're all these things. This word coitus is in relation to sex. Okay. And so considering that the first portion here, they say it means man. If you were to interpret it in the way they say it is, then it means man sex. They're saying it means man sex. Okay. But we know that this is speaking about sodomy. Okay. This is speaking about sodomy. And it would make sense that word arseno, which we see here used as arse, okay, later down the line, would be actually referring to the buttocks. Okay. The buttocks. Now it's not just buttocks. Okay. It's not just the buttocks. There's more that goes into it. Okay. And also, well, primarily it does seem to mean when men are lying with men. Okay. Men lying with men. Okay. But there's not, but women that do the same thing, it's also considered, okay, going off or whatever, women doing similar. All right. With the same sex. Okay. Arse, buttocks, hinder part of an animal. So let's just continue, go get some of the stuff I got, arsenokoitus. So that's why I broke that down how I did, at camp, because you can't really find that word, okay, oros, to mean rump, okay, even though it tells you in the etymology that's what it means. All right. But that word arse, even though it says arseno, goes from a man, but even when you look here at arsenic, it says here the form of the Greek word is folk etymology, literally masculine. The form of the Greek word is folk etymology, literally masculine, from arsen. Okay. Male, strong, or virile. Okay. Arsenicon, arsenic. So I guess they're speaking about the word arsenic right here. It says compare arsenokoites, lying with men. Okay. Lying with men. So now if a man lies with a man, of course, yeah, that's going off for, according to the scriptures, right? But if a woman lies with a man, that's the natural order of things. So, why would it just relegate it to just lying with men? It seems to mean a little more, because even if you do that act with a woman, whether she's your wife or not, it's going off. You see, it's going off. So for it to just say lying with men, if a woman lies with a man, that's not going off. But if she lies with a man and he goes in her back door, then they're going off. You see what I mean? So that's another aspect of it. All right. So yeah. You know, this devil changes words, man. You know, it's another thing that has to be understood as well. But so yeah, we looked at that. I'm just gonna keep going. All right. Already looked at that. Couldn't find oros to mean what they say it means. It always seems to mean mountain. That's all I find is mountain. Okay, so we can close that. Oros just means, okay, here it means boundary, mountain. Boundary and the word oros meaning mountain are wholly separate words that are accidentally spelled the same and pronounced slightly different. Okay. So that word oros, as they say, you know, goes back to the buttocks, actually means boundary. Okay, or moving mountains. Okay, so familiar idiom of moving mountains, Matthew 17:20. Okay, so basically it means mountains when you go into the Bible. Mountains. You see? So I don't want to beat a dead horse. I just want to move on. And like I said, Lord, when this is edifying, just you're not able to really find, okay, that word to mean buttocks, even though that same word is in the scriptures. It means mountain or boundary. Okay, so now we got to understand, why is this word arson? Why are there two entries for this word? Why are there two entries for the word male? One of them aran and one of them arson or arson or arson. Whatever the case might be. Typically it's aran for man. And like I said, in the case of a woman, having sex with a man would not be going off, but having sex in the butt would be. So it makes more sense. You see, my phone just keep chiming on it. Let's continue. Iro, okay, and I mean, pretty much that's pretty much it. I mean, I got more stuff. Okay, so when you go into abuse, let's get the word abuse in the etymology. It says to misuse, to misapply. Okay, to abuse, to misuse. In reference to forbidden sexual situations from early 15th century, but originally meaning incest, masturbation, which is self-abuse, according to this, homosexuality, prostitution, etc. From 1550 specifically as to misuse sexually or ravish. So when you abuse yourself with mankind, well, there you go. To unwanted sexual activity is likely a fresh Cornish from late 20th century. Okay. So you see it, abuse, improper practice, okay, violation or defilement, okay, and that tells you, okay, there should be no, let's get it. Deuteronomy 23. Oh wait, it's a lot. I'm tripping. I'm supposed to hit 23. Deuteronomy 23. Strong's 23:17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. All right. Quadash or Quadashah, a male temple prostitute, technically a devotee by prostitution, licentious, idolatry, sodomite, unclean, temple harlot. Okay. So basically a temple harlot would, have sex to these different gods, as it says here. Consecrated consecrated means set apart. Okay, so he was setting themselves apart to these gods, to Astarte or Venus, and prostituting himself in her honor. Okay, so yeah, he was abusing himself with mankind, and if he was prostituting himself in the honor of these little gods or whatever, you know, he was doing some weird stuff. You know, usually, you know, I ain't gonna go into it. But if a man's to the level where he's selling himself, he's probably not being picky on who he's selling himself to. You know, but whatever. I don't know much about that. Let's continue on. Posterior. Okay, that ain't really what I wanted. You know, so yeah, just saying that things don't seem to be lining up with that oros meaning ass. Okay, it says proto orsos cognates include Old American, oros. Okay, perhaps Hittite, Old English arse and ass. So it says it here. It says ancient Greek, but it's like, where is the you know, etymology? Doric form. So the only reference I'm having where it's kind of going into it a little bit is Doric Greek. Is here in the what you call it, the Wikipedia is the only place that's kind of saying that it means arse, but you know, not finding very much information on that meaning arse, man. You see, it means mountain. Oros vulgar, but as Proto-Indo-European, Old Armenian, etymology. Okay, border, edge or corner. You see, second dissension. What's a second dissension mean? Greek nouns of the second declension are masculines and feminines and neuters. Anyway, that's, I don't know. It's a lot, you know. Language, you gotta, you know, just getting into these languages, man. It can get a little deep, man. You're trying to figure out the origins of different languages. You see, self-abuse. Okay. So this will be the word for abuse right here. The Greek word for abuse will be trying to hit play on it, but it don't seem to be playing. Okay, but it will be this. Okay, this is abuse right here, and that's pretty much it. You know, there's a lot of stuff I pulled up, and I think this is also that abuse. Yeah, that word abuse. You know, which here they say it means masturbation, but buttocks, the anus, yeah, that's arse. So yeah, you know, like I was saying, you know, Salaki, if there was any confusion or anything like that for me bringing that out, you know, I just really felt strongly about it, you know, through the spirit. You know, if you know, Salakia, you know, for, like I said, for any confusion that may have been caused. It was, like I said, I kind of felt like through the spirit, it's one of those situations like when you get the word burnish, literally, you have to look at the word for what it is. Okay, the word burn means what it means. It means to burn. And the word ish, the suffix ish, means what? Okay, suffix ish, meaning, all right, with the sense of belonging to, after the manner of, having the characteristics of, or addicted to. So according to the way that E interprets the scriptures, okay, Yahweh Shai, who the word ignorantly called Jesus Christ, would have had the characteristics of something being polished. Which we know is going off, you see? Daniel 10 and 6. Okay. And then I'm going to wrap it up. Daniel 10. All right. In verse 6. In verse 5, then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. This is Yahushua. His body was also like the beryl, because he had on green clothing, and his face as the appearance of lightning. He had a glow, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. Now, when you get this word polished, it says polal, which then you see the word burnished. Burnished, okay? Burnished, polished. What does brightened mean? You see? Brightened brass. So what is brightened brass? Let's see. Brightened brass. So you mean Yahushua was this color? This, you telling me Yahushua was this color? I don't know nobody walking around this color. Do you know somebody walking around this color? Somebody lying. Somebody's lying. You see? Now, when you type in burnish, just to, like I said, I'm gonna wrap it up. When you type in burnish, you begin to see this pattern of darker colored brown items. Burnish. Burnish. You see, you get this burnish, and let's get this metal. Burnished metal. Oh wow, how to brown the iron in a few minutes. Burnishing. Even this person knows what burnishing is. This stuff has been passed down. Burnishing tools. Okay, it says burnishing, but look how the metal goes from this to that. Okay, this to that. And so this is just one example of how words have been changed. And with this whole idea that you can be however you want to be, and you don't have to change. And there's this big controversy of, what the scriptures are actually speaking about when they say, these different things referring to inordinate sexual affections in the New Testament. Of course they changed it. Okay, because they wanted to make people feel comfortable. It's just like during the time of Constantine, okay, which was a Jake. For you who don't understand what that means, he was a so-called black man. Okay. And so, just like during that time, he incorporated pagan practices into the truth, okay, and into the scriptures, so that he can make it more digestible for those people who are already in the scriptures. He wanted to include paganism so that everybody could be all inclusive. All right. Just like that, they also had to hide who they were, and they had to hide the fact that Yahushua is a so-called black man. And so you just read it right here, Revelation 1. Okay, and 15, and this is speaking about the image, what the appearance of the Messiah. It says, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Now, some people like to use the argument, okay, that, let's get this, brass. Some people like to use the argument that he was this color. Oh, see, he was this color because this is what it looks like when you burn something in the furnace. And then, but then what about it? What are you going to do about that scripture that we just read? Okay, in Daniel, where it says he was like in color to polished brass. So what was the brass? Was the brass melted, or was the brass polished? Okay, the brass was burnished brass. Okay, and let's just see. Okay, here it's saying that the burnished brass is polished, but that's not what that is. Matter of fact, look at this, burnished bronze. Look at this color swatch. burnished bronze. This is more like it, burnished bronze. You see, liquid gold sunbeam with burnished bronze art. Burnished bronze. There goes a burnished bronze statue. Does that look polished like this? Or does it look like it's been burned to achieve a darker color? Look at this. Does this look polished or does it look burned? This is not the original color of bronze. You see? Neither is this. You can polish it all day, and unless your ass is the Flash, and you can polish at Mach speed, you ain't gonna create no dark color. No, this happens by a chemical reaction of the metal being heated, man. So anyway, Lord willing, this is edifying, man. It can kind of get a little crazy when you go into words, man, because Eden hid shit. All right, but I'll just say this, just speaking as a man, I believe that further explains that word arsenokoitos. But even without going into that, it says man lying with mankind. All right, and I think there may have been one more. So and also this also helps confirms what the apostles were teaching. Okay, what Elder Apostle Gabar came out with. All right, with sodomy going into more than just anal sex. Okay, sodomy, it simply means any type of sexual intercourse held to be abnormal or unnatural. In other words, every kind besides penetrative vaginal sex. It has biblical origins in the book of Genesis in the Holy Bible, which tells the story of the sinful cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And the term comes from the ecclesiastical Latin, which means, okay, if this will get off my screen, that would be great. Peccatum sodomiticum. Peccatum or peccatum sodomiticum, or sin of Sodom. And that word peccatum typically, it literally means sin, and sodomaticum, Sodom, whatever, means Sodom. So it's sin of Sodom. In relation to the term sodomy is generally interpreted as referring to both oral sex and anal intercourse, as well as bestiality. However, this can presumably mean many other types of sexual encounters. It is not unreasonable to classify kinky and or fetish-based sex as sodomy. And so of course this is it says, so if you think it only means butt sex or gay sex, you've obviously never looked it up in a real dictionary. So now, just to balance it out, the scriptures say that the marriage bed is undefiled. Okay, that does not mean that you can have butt sex or oral sex, okay, or bestiality. None of that does not allow you to do any of those things. But if y'all want to role play, if y'all want to, I don't want to get too graphic, but as long as you ain't, doing no anal or no oral, or no weird, super weird stuff, then hey, that's between you and your woman. You know what I mean? Just make sure you ain't going off and doing no oral, no anal, no bestiality, no adultery, ain't no sharing, ain't no woman getting to sleep with another man. Ain't none of that. Ain't no threesomes. That's going off. All right. So anyway, man, that's it. I'm done. Lord, when this is edified, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. With that, I want to say shalom.